My father's new girlfriend tried to evict me from my own room so that her 10-year-old daughter could move in, but my dad evicted her from our lives because of one wrong move. I, 22, still live with my dad by choice. My mom passed away when I was 5, and it's just been the two of us ever since. He never dated anyone until now, and honestly, I'm proud of him for finally opening up again. His new girlfriend seems nice enough, and I want him to be happy. She has 3 kids, a son, 18, an older daughter, 29, who doesn't live with her, and a younger daughter, 10. Recently, they've been spending more time at our house, and now they're officially moving in. For context, we live in a 3-bedroom house. My dad has the master bedroom. I've had my room my entire life, and the 3rd bedroom is currently a guest room, home office, and storage combo. We also have a spacious basement and an attic, both mostly filled with old stuff, some of it my mom's, but nothing that can't be moved or reorganized. I'm a full-time uni student, and I also work part-time at a restaurant. I get a small monthly allowance from my dad. Classic Indian dad behavior, LOL, but I still make my own money and support myself as much as I can while I study. I even paid him $50 in rent, which is the most he'd let me give. I tried offering more, but he refused. So I'm not freeloading. I pull my weight. Here's the issue. My dad told me that the 10-year-old would be sharing my room, as in, I'm supposed to give up my privacy routine and personal space to suddenly share it with a 4th grader. And here's the thing. She's not a bad kid, but she's loud, high energy, and constantly wants attention. She talks nonstop, touches things without asking, and doesn't understand boundaries yet. She'll go through my drawers, try on my stuff, and barge in even when I'm doing schoolwork or trying to nap. She's very clingy with me too, probably because I'm the closest in age among the women in the house, but it's draining. I tried being patient and nice, but I'm already struggling to juggle school, work, and life. Sharing a room with someone who wakes up early, makes noise, and doesn't understand personal space would seriously affect my mental health and productivity. Also, my dad agrees with me. He knows it's not fair to ask me to give up my space, and he's been trying to talk to his girlfriend about putting her daughter in the guest room instead. He also suggested that her son take the basement or attic, and her son is completely fine with that. He likes the idea of having the basement to himself and said he could even turn it into his own space. So it's not like anyone's protesting, except his mom. But she still insists that her son needs his own room and doesn't want her son in the basement for reasons I honestly don't understand. She's not hearing anyone out, including my dad. Meanwhile, I'm just expected to step aside and give up the room I've had all my life like it's no big deal. I didn't ask for this new setup. I'm trying to be supportive, but I also didn't expect to be pushed aside in my own home just because my dad is starting a new chapter. I don't hate the little girl, not at all. But I also don't think it's fair for a 22-year-old university student with a job to be rooming with a 10-year-old who doesn't respect boundaries or understand what quiet time means. Update 4 hours later, we went out for breakfast and I told my dad I don't feel comfortable sharing my room. I don't want to share my room. I told him I'm not taking the attic and basement either. Listen, my room was mine since I was a baby, so why would I want to give it to someone else? He was a bit hurt about this since I didn't tell him how I felt about this whole ordeal. I was 5 when my mom passed away. My dad's is a bit of an irrational person, not in a bad way, but when you piss him off regarding someone he cares deeply about, he's quick cut you off. After talking to my dad, he was kind of pissed off at how blind he'd been and he was fuming. We went back home, and you will not believe what we saw. His girlfriend already moved her daughter's clothes from the guest room to mine, and that lit the fuse. I started screaming at her not to touch anything in my room. I honestly should have listened to those who told me to put a lock on my door. My dad intervened, told me to take the kids out of the house, and they started arguing. Long story short, my dad broke up with her, and it turns out she had lost her house to debt and had nowhere else to go, and she was after my dad's money, but my dad was what she described as stingy, as he didn't buy anything for her. I cackled at this. We changed the locks as she printed out her own copy of the keys. Later got a call from her ex-husband, the baby daddy of the 10-year-old, saying we should have kept her with us, as she is now staying with him and his wife and other kids, so it's now a crowded house. I feel like my dad dodged a bullet there. They were dating for a few months, and all this happened in a span of one day. It's also sad that he didn't date after my mom died, and when he finally tried to, this is what happened. My dad says he should stay a single widower. Low-key sad, but that's his decision.